with interviews that pack a punch.
Hello, welcome to Radio Northumberland. My name's Stu Armstrong and this is Stu Armstrong Interview. We are on each show. I interview someone from the world of combat sports, and one thing's for sure, my interviews will always pack a punch. My background, as you may know, is that of the author of the Diaries of a Dormant series of books in the paper of the charity Lives Not Knives. This week's brave soul, who's let me grill them for your listening pleasure, is top North East boxer Jak Johnson. How are we doing, Jak?
Fine, mate. How are you?
Thank you very much for coming in. I've been getting quite a lot of questions. Well, I haven't. I've had a lot of people send the same question in on Facebook and Twitter. It's going to be the first one. How did you get your boxing nickname? Because it certainly doesn't suit you. There's no way you're handsome.
Oh, cheers, mate. Well, it used to be Celtic Warrior, and that was just something what my dad picked for us when I was a young'un. Then I don't know, loads of people in the gym, like, because I never come up with marks. I hit the ring and I'm never marked, and they say I'm always still handsome, so that came from there, really.
There we go then. What's your history in combat sports? How did you sort of become involved in boxing?
It's been in my family all my life. Like, me dad was a boxer, my brother's boxed there. My dad's owned gyms for years, and he had a gym in Longbent near VC when I was about 5, 6, and I've been in a gym ever since. Loved it ever since.
Everybody knows your dad, like.
Oh, everybody.
He knows his stuff. At the minute, you're termed as what's either a white collar or unlicensed boxer. Can you explain exactly what that means? The term unlicensed, people think, oh, it's one of these dodgy things round the back of nightclubs. And, you know, I mean, it's not, but I don't think a lot of people know what it means.
We don't seem to like go under the label unlicensed. We seem to more class ourselves as semi-pros, because that's what I believe I am, a semi-professional boxer.
Yeah.
Learning the trade to become a professional. Like one of our lads here, Nam, everybody knows who he is, Sam Best.
Yeah, Sam's just turned pro, and his first fight was cracking.
Exactly, and that's it, semi-pro. We're not unlicensed, because unlicensed is illegal, and what we do isn't illegal.
Yeah.
What we do is legit, and we do a sport. We train hard and we fight hard, and we're learning to be young pros, and that's what I'd say it is.
It's more like an apprenticeship sort of thing, isn't it?
Definitely.
Sam certainly did well. I know Paul Charters, he's been saying for a long time that Sam Best needs to go pro, you know, and he was buzzing when he did, and then his first fight, I was really chuffed for him, like.
He's got his next fight lined up on Steve Rafe show, 2nd of May against Steve Cooper. Good kid, 3-0, I think.
He's putting some decent shows on, Steve. He's on a personal note though, Steve's a good mate of mine. He's still got a look at Montgomery Burns, but he's doing really well in the boxing world. What do you think of the safety aspect with white collar boxing, or semi-pro boxing as you are calling it? Do you think it's done enough in regard to health and safety of fighters?
On the shows I fight on, definitely, but I have seen a lot of shows what gives shows like ours a bad name.
Yeah.
There isn't, they could do with a bit more safety, but like our shows are police checked, liability insurance, everything legit. We always have paramedics there on the day. All the fights are 50-50. Nobody gets in the ring unless they've trained properly with them. Just pull anyone off the street. And this show, what I'm fighting on, coming up, it's every fight's 50-50. Every single person fighting on the show is training hard. Even though we're fighters, so I think it's pretty safe. You're not in there to get hurt. It's a sport.
Well, I think a lot of the white collar and the bare knuckle ones that I go to, I think sometimes the medical care there is better than what you see in the pros.
Definitely, I agree with you.
It's ambulances outside just in case and all kinds. It's absolutely spot on. Have you ever been seriously hurt during a fight?
Yeah.
If I ever make my boxing debut, a knock off about 30 years in age, do you think white collar's more dangerous than pro boxing?
Definitely not.
Well, why would you say that? I don't think it is, personally.
I cannot think of any reason why it would be. It's not. I
think there's sometimes a bit of a stigma about it, and I think it's a lot of the time because people call it unlicensed.
Definitely.
And a lot of sort of what I try to do here is get it out to people to show that it's not like that.
Definitely. That's like me dad, when he promotes his shows, he goes under the semi-pro banner.
Yeah.
He hates the unlicensed. Just the word unlicensed hurts his ears.
Would you? I know you've got a young son, haven't you? He's always on Facebook with you, so Obviously good parents there. Would you ever let him go into boxing? Or has he already started?
He loves it. Had him in the gym yesterday when I was spawning. My dad had a hold of him, I was warming up, and my dad put him down, and he walked over to the table while the gloves are on his own, picked the glove up, and this is honest, walked up with a bag and just started hitting it straight away. Everyone turned around and was like, he's meant to be, this is where he belongs.
Just for the benefit of everybody listening on the radio who obviously can't see this, Jack's partner's sitting behind him, and she's furiously shaking her head saying no. I think we better just leave that one alone. Do you find that people treat you a little bit differently or a little bit wary of you because you're a boxer?
Nah, I think I get more respect for being a boxer and people treat us better.
What sort of way do you think they treat you better?
Well, like, I'm from a rough area, I'm from Elsick, you know what I mean? And
West End, Best End.
Exactly. But people aren't from Romaine, like, they get like, because how rough they are and the way they are and that, they don't get much respect. But with me being a boxer, if I see someone people recognise us and they say hello to us, and I get treated well. If I go to shows and everyone's always alright with us.
Well, I've known you for years, but I think it's only about the third time I've actually spoken to you, but it's just from seeing your face.
Exactly.
What's your training regime like in the run-up to a fight?
Very strict, very hard, but worth it in the end. I love every bit of training, but I hate it at the same time. Get killed in training, do lots of fitness, cardio, lots of hard spawn with the likes of Dougie Curran, Thomas Jacks, get spawn brought in for us from I'm spawn with a lad from Middlesbrough tomorrow just to get us roughed up a bit and just so I can handle anything that my opponent brings.
So when you're in training camp, like in the run-up to a fight, what's a general sort of standard day for you?
No day is the same. Every day is different, but some days I can do, I'll get up in the morning, I'll go for a run, train at 1, do cardio with my coaches, I'll do tyre work, I'll do fitness, I'll do bags, and then come in later on do technical stuff such as pads, spawn, stuff like that.
And did your diet and things change it a lot?
Definitely it does. I never used to diet, but I've just started with custom diet, and I've got to say it works a treat. You definitely feel stronger, you definitely feel the difference. I would definitely recommend it anyone.
Yeah.
Just when there's no badness inside your body and everything's just right.
Sure, you want a bit of badness inside you to go in the ring and punch somebody all over. You've had quite a bit of success, I know, and I mean, I was talking about when we were setting this up as well, and I knew that you had some belts and some titles, but I was amazed when you told us sort of just how well you'd done. Do you want to sort of tell exactly how many you've done and what they are? He's just brought a big thick notebook out here to reel them all off.
Well, when I first came on this circuit when I was about 15, Scotland to Manchester to Sheffield, and we were just getting in with blokes. When we first started, we weren't doing that well because these blokes were men and we were boys, but we're still getting back in with them every single time, and we learnt with trade doing that. And then after a couple of years of the road work and learning that trade, we started fighting at home a lot, and then nobody could really do much with it.
Aye.
I won the, back then there was an organisation called the BMBO, and I won the under-18s Northern Area and British title for them. Won the British title in Manchester, which is normally hard to do, to win a title away from home.
It is.
And I won it, and the lad that I beat was his brother's show, so it was like a family show.
It would make it even harder.
I made it even harder, and I still won it. I've won the FFC title, I won that, which is Fight Fest Championship.
Yeah.
I won a prize fight on one of Chris Bennett's shows, All or Nothing. I've won.
I was at that show.
I've won the BB. I won the international title, but I lost it to Dan Grierson, which I'm fighting for again.
Yeah.
I won the British title, English title, British title in 2 divisions. I've won it all, really. Like you say, there isn't much left for us to do on this circuit.
With it, I mean, is it a similar sort of thing with pros that when you would win a title, and you win the belt, you lose it, the belt goes unless you've done so many defences?
Yeah. So
did you manage to keep any of the belts that you've lost the titles for, or?
Apart from the FFC and the international, which I'm fighting back for, I've won every single one of them outright. Lost the FFC to Jordan Ramshaw, but then I boxed him again, beat him, but it wasn't for the title. Didn't put the title up. But yeah, apart from them.
That's something that always annoys me, you know. Say, you fought him for the title, you lost, you fought him again. Oh, but it wasn't for the title. To me, if you fight him again, it should be for his title.
No, definitely it wasn't on it.
Sorry, your title.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of turning pro? Because it's always surprised me that you haven't before now.
It's my dream. That's my life ambition, to be a professional boxer. The only reason I've hung about and waited, like, I'm only 20, you know what I mean? I've still got years and years ahead of us.
See, I feel like you're older because I've seen you boxing for a good few years now.
Definitely been a benefit for us, but I was going to turn pro at Christmas time just gone, but like I say, this Dan Grierson fight is just a fight I want. Never wanted a fight so bad. It brought me on an off day, and I think I know that, everyone else knows that, and deep down in his heart he knows that.
Yeah.
He knows I'm better than him and he knows what he's going to get. As soon as I get that belt back and I prove everyone what I'm capable of doing and I win in style, then we'll sit down, see what my coaches say, and then we'll turn professional.
Well, keeping it nice because it's a family show, but have you got any message for him if he's listening?
Good luck.
Can't say fairer than that. Looking at turning pro, how do you think you'll do in that? 'Cause it can be a very different game, the number of rounds and that sort of thing.
Well, the rounds, I don't think the rounds will... I think they'll suit us.
Yeah.
I always take 2 rounds to warm up, and I'm kind of a back foot fighter, composed fighter, and people who've watched us, you'll know yourself, if the person standing in front of us doing that, I tend to admire me work a lot and admire them a lot, so unless someone's pressuring us, I can stand off and just pick shots all day. So I think the pros will suit us, but I can't see it until I try.
I mean, when I've seen you, you seem to, sort of first part of the first round, you tend to weigh them up a little bit and see what they're like, how they're going to be, and then you seem to pick your shots. And by God, you like a bit of showboating as well, like.
Oh, it's all good looking.
And yes, to be the Johnson shuffle instead of the Ali shuffle. No, I think you'll do well, to be honest. I'm surprised you haven't before now. Yeah. But to be fair, I thought you were brawler than you were. Yeah. So you certainly look well all right. Must have a hard paper around. I was told these blokes in Manchester beating you up when you were a kid.
Oh, definitely.
You've been fighting with some of the titles done in 2 different weight categories.
Yeah.
What's it like to do that? Is it difficult to add weight or to drop weight from your natural sort of weight? Or?
Well, I was lightweight, which is like 9'7", and I'm not far off that now. Like, I'm putting weight on for this fight just to be a light welter, but there wasn't anything left for us at 9'7" lightweight. I'd boxed everyone who was anyone at that weight. Nah, there just wasn't anything else, so I had to move up. I didn't really have a choice, but when I turn pro, I'll probably move back down to lightweight and box at lightweight as a professional. Like I say, I'm only boxing light welter because there's better fights and better challenges.
Yeah. So it's a case of eating all the pies to get up in the weight rankings.
Definitely.
As you probably know, I'm a really big bare knuckle boxing fan. I know you fought on one of B-Bad shows, but it was gloved. Have you ever thought of having to go bare knuckle?
Don't know if I'd get marked or not.
Oh, not the face.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to get marked. I know that Team Johnson, which I'm more happy than saying him, but Team Handsome, you've got a big show coming up pretty soon.
5th of April at the Scotswood Social Club, Newcastle West End.
It's a good venue. I've been up there a couple of times.
Belton venue, I love it. It's the same place where I last boxed Dan and lost the title. I'm going back to the same place to fight the same lad for the same title. Redemption more than anything. Who
else is on the show? I think you've got some quite big names on there, haven't you?
Cracking fights. We've got Jak Johnson fighting the BBA English champion Jordan Holmes from Workington. Cracking fight. Guy's Sam's best sparring partner. He's coming on in leaps and bounds.
If he's Sam's sparring partner, he should be good then.
Of course, you could understand. We've got Dougie the Bullet Current. Needs no introduction. Everybody knows who Dougie is. Dougie's fighting a Frenchman which is going to be another big international fight. Frenchman with a record of 17, 15, knocked 11 or something. Good fight for Dougie. But Dougie is what Dougie is. It's as simple as that.
If any of the listeners haven't heard of Dougie Curran, go onto YouTube and type in Dougie the Bullet Curran and look at his ring entrances. I promise you'll see nothing like it. Theatrics, straight jackets, masks, chains, the lot. He terrifies them before they even get in the ring. He's a cracking fighter, but he terrifies people, I think. He's absolutely crackers.
We've also got some young lads. We've got Connor Somerville, who's one of my good sparring partners, a good friend of mine. Very, very talented boxer. He's fighting on the show. We've got a bit of rivalry, a couple of novices. Gary Coates, got Craig Bainbridge, another novice heavyweight coming on in leaps and bounds. Our heavyweight James Barnes. We've got.
I know James. I used to work at the door with him years ago. He's good, James. James turned pro, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a pro now.
Aye. He's been doing quite well.
Thomas Jaxie, I've seen him again. There's no introduction. Everyone knows who Jaxie is. The punch drunk Jaxie, as we like to call him. Tough as out. Another one of my sparring partners. We've got a couple of juniors on just to make it look good.
If anybody's interested in going to the show, I mean, how much are tickets and where would they get them from? Or to find out more?
Price £25, but I reckon if you speak to any of the boxers that are fighting on the show that I've just mentioned,
they'll give you one for free.
You will. You'll be able to sort the tickets out.
Well, I will. If anybody does want some more information, either on Jack or on this show, I'll put all the information and links to get tickets on my website, which is www.stuarmstrong.com, and I'll get that sent out via the Radio Northumberland Twitter feed as well. So, the build-up, everybody knows it's fight week, but when it gets to fight day, what's it like when you wake up in the morning? How do you feel?
Wake up, I barely sleep. I barely sleep the night before because my adrenaline's just sky high. It's the best feeling in the world. It's like Christmas all over again. It's unbelievable. You cannot explain it unless you've felt it yourself. It's just the best.
And if everybody out there could see the look on Jack's face right now, he looks like a 6-year-old on Christmas Eve with excitement just talking about it.
Just can't did I.
What do you generally do on the day? I mean, some fighters will train, some fighters won't.
Nah, I don't train. I just try and stay as calm and chill out as much as I can. Normally I just spend a bit of time with my son in the morning before I go to the show. It's a daytime show. I'll get the show for about 12ish. Doors open 2, first fight 3. I probably won't be on till later with it being such a big fight, but I'll just chill out, watch the fights and try and get me head in the game, stay composed, and then before that I'll be in the ring in a short time.
Do you get nervous at all?
I'm not going to lie, I do get a bit nervous, but now compared to what I used to get, I reckon I'll have a lot of nerves for this fight, just with the background of it, what happened last time, but I don't think the nerves will get the better of us. They never do.
Well, I still say anybody going into any kind of fight, if you say you're not nervous, you're either not right in the head or you're a liar.
Definitely.
It's crass. So, how does it feel when you win?
Best feeling in the world. You feel like you've just won the lottery. It's just unbelievable. Especially those bigger fights when you know you've done your coaches proud, you know you've done everyone that's bought a ticket proud, and that you get out the ring, everyone's proud of you, but not just all those people, you've done yourself proud, and you know that all the hard work's paid off. It's amazing. Yeah,
that's what I think. A lot of people think, a few rounds in the ring, but they don't say it's a complete change of lifestyle and the hours these lads put in.
Definitely.
I mean, God, I had to go it years ago, and I would have said I could have been world champion if only I could box. But the work you've put in, like, it's absolutely madness, isn't it?
Definitely. And
how does it feel to lose?
Devastating. But when you lose and you know you've won, that's even worse. A couple of times I've been robbed badly. I'm not going to name any names, but I've been robbed badly, and I've nearly give up, nearly chucked it, stopped boxing completely just because it's got of us that much, and that knocks your confidence more than getting beat. If you get beaten, you've got beat. You get it and you just take it on the chin.
Yeah.
It's an experience fight, you learn loads from it, and you just come back better and stronger.
Does it affect you like this? I say the week after, back in your general sort of life, if you've picked up a loss, you think, I know I've been speaking to a few lads who I know, and when they pick up a loss, one of them said his wife stays at his mum's for a week because he's that miserable.
I know like that, but I do get a bit. It does take us a while just to get back to me normal self.
Yeah.
You do get a bit depressed and that, but it depends. If it's just, it depends who the opponent is, depends what the fight was. But 9 times out of 10, it does hit you hard. But to come back from that and to come back better and stronger, it shows what you really are, doesn't it?
Well, from what I know of you, don't lose that often, like, so. But what you're saying there, like, to take away and get some experience and come back better, it's the intelligent way to do it, isn't it? What sort of fighting style would you say that you've got?
See, I'm a boxer more now, else I'm not, don't get us wrong, I'll stand and trade if I have to, but I try and not trade as much as I can. Box them and try and confuse them and figure them out more than anything else. Like you were saying before, in the early rounds of fights, I try and figure people out.
You can see it doing it.
Definitely, and as soon as I've figured them out, you're mine. It's as simple as that. As soon as I figure you out and I know what you're all about, and I've took what you've got, I just do what I do, and I just stick to me boxing, and that's me.
I don't know if it would be you or it would be your dad, but how are your opponents chosen for your fights? Just, I know I've seen a few things on Facebook where lads wanting to fight you, and you always reply, "No, but I'll speak to my dad."
Definitely every time, but it depends whose show it is. Really, if it's an away show, then whoever show it is, the promoter matches us. But I mean, it just depends. Like what we're talking about before, the bare knuckle show. Didn't match myself for that. It was James McCrory. James matched us for it. It just depends who. When I'm fighting for titles, it depends who's ranked for them, who's eligible to fight for them, and normally I try to fight the best of the best. This fight came about because Dan Grierson was making a good name for himself on this circuit, and my dad thought it would be a good hard challenge for us, and it was a good hard challenge. He battered us and he stopped us in 3 rounds, but it's going to be a different story this time.
But that's it. I mean, any fighter worth the salt and any self-respect, and I know you're all like that, you wouldn't want to go in for just easy fights, would you? You'll want to have to really work for it, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see the next fight. Like,
I can't wait.
Aye. What's next for Team Johnson then? You've got people going up to the pros. You've got people who are coming back from the pros, like Dougie. Have you got any more shows on for this year, or?
Well, we're just taking it one step at a time, one show at a time, but we've got massive plans at the minute. Like, there's a few things I can't speak about because it's going to be a big surprise, but there's other things I can say, such as after this show, as long as we all do well, I think there's about 6 or 7 who all turning pro at once.
Fantastic.
And then we've got James Bonds, we've got Sam Best who are already pro, and then we'll still just keep doing it, keep doing what we're doing, using this circuit to school the lads to get the experience to turn pro. That's the whole point of, that's what we do. We're not in it just for the money, or just for the couple of fights, or just for the bit of razzmatazz. We're in it for the long term. We want to make something of ourselves. I
think it's fantastic when you get people to turn pro. A lot of them will go, "Oh, I'm not going there, oh, I'm a pro now, I'm too good for that place," but you was all still training at the same place. Yeah, I know James turned pro, I think about 2 years ago, was it?
No, it was last year.
Last year. He still trains at the same place, but that brings all the other lads on from the gym, doesn't it?
We're like a family. If you come to my gym, and you'll see when we're training together. In fact, it's not my gym, it's our gym. We're a family. There isn't another gym in the northeast that's as close as us, that's got a bond like us. If one of us fights, we all fight, we all stick together. If one person fights, the full gym's there watching them, in the dressing room with them, telling them they're going to do it, telling them how good they are, and it's unbelievable, just the spark we've got and just the bond we've got.
I think that's brilliant.
It's unbelievable.
That's what it's got to be all about, really, isn't it?
Definitely.
When you're talking about sort of going pro and a few weeks turn pro at the same time, have you any idea sort of who you'd be signing up with, or you're not at liberty to say?
Yeah, it's not really up to me. Like I say, like, as you know, I gone by me dad. Whatever me dad says I do, and that's the same with all of it. It's not just me. Like, just because he's my dad, he doesn't treat me any different to the way he would treat a 12-year-old who's on his first session. And everyone gets treated the same, but turning professional, we all have trust in my dad and the other coaches. We all have trust in them and we all have faith in them, so whatever they say it goes. We won't turn professional till they say, right, you're ready. We won't turn professional unless they say you turn professional with him or him. It's up to them.
And I've seen a couple of lads who were sort of self-trained and had nobody to sort of match them and sort of school them, sort of thing, and they've turned pro. And I've seen one of them, he was pro for 3 days and he didn't even have a fight. And I don't even know how he got signed in the first place, but no, I think that's good. I mean, everybody in the northeast that's ever been to a boxing match, they've all heard of your dad. Everybody knows your dad. There's nothing he doesn't know about boxing, like, so.
If I'm half the man he is now, when I'm I'll be happy.
Well, I won't make kids say that about me. Do you want to give you a show, another little final plug? Because it's not like you. You know, I'm used to seeing this lad that showboats around the ring with these big boxing shorts with tassels on and all kinds.
Wait until you see me once for this fight.
Yeah, you've been good enough to come up for the interview, so I think you should be good enough to let you plug your show a bit.
Well, basically, I don't really need to say much because most people know what I'm about, and everybody knows what happened the last time I boxed this kid. He beat us fair and square. He stopped us in 3 rounds. I've trained super hard for this fight. I've still got 3 weeks to go. I could fight him tomorrow and beat him. That's honest. That's coming from my heart, and that's no disrespect to him. Not just that fight, that's a massive fight which I am going to win, because that's me and it's what I do. He caught us on a bad day, but not just that. If you want to come and see a proper boxing show, if you want to come and see the next generation of professionals in the North East come to this boxing show, it's one not to be missed, and I guarantee you won't get anywhere better for money. There won't be another show like this up here for the next 6 months boxing on this circuit, and I can guarantee you every single fight's 50-50 matched well by me dad, Jimmy Johnson, with knows.
So I've been up to a few fights over the years at Scotswood Club, and the atmosphere in there, it's absolutely fantastic.
It's unbelievable.
Even if you weren't a boxing fan, you'd probably come out loving it just for the fact the atmosphere in there,
just for the noise.
Yeah. And what date was it on again, Jack?
25th of April. The doors open to the first fight's 3 p.m.
And the tickets were £25, yeah. But I'm sure you'll be able to find Jak Johnson on Facebook. He's not exactly quiet, this lad. But I'll put all the information and the links if you're interested in finding out more, or you're interested in going to the show, on my website, stuarmstrong.com. And I'll also get them on the Twitter feed for Radio Northumberland. Well, that's brilliant, Jack. Thank you very much for joining us, mate, and best of luck with your fight. Don't forget to join me every Wednesday at 9 o'clock on Radio Northumberland for the Stu Armstrong Interviews, where I'll bring you the biggest and best names in combat sports from around the world, with interviews that always pack a punch. Listen free online worldwide at radionorthumberland.com.
Stu Armstrong with interviews that pack a punch.